welcome to the Notes from Science podcast series. In every episode, we chase after incredible stories that are lost in the dusty pages of history, forgotten, but that have shaped our present. Today, we will not talk about kings or wars. The hero of today is a genius physician who challenged darkness with the light of science and gave life back to eyes. Are you ready to witness the birth of that simple but revolutionary invention that forever changed the history of medicine? If so, buckle up, because our time machine is taking us 1,000 years back to the golden age of Baghdad. Close your eyes for a moment. Imagine all the colors of the world, the faces of your loved ones, the sunrise becoming just a faint memory. This is what cataracts, also known as white water or a curtain by the public, was, a disease that condemned millions of people to this darkness for centuries. The treatment methods used during that time were almost more terrifying than the disease itself. In a technique called couching, a sharp instrument was inserted into the eye, and the opaque lens was pushed down into the eye. Although this method allowed some light to return, it was a risky gamble that often resulted in infection, increased intraocular pressure, and permanent blindness. It was in a world like this that a physician named Ammar, born in Mosul and raised in Baghdad, was determined to put an end to this hopelessness. He was not just a doctor, but also an inventor and a discoverer. He benefited from the vast knowledge offered by the House of Wisdom, the scientific center of the era in Baghdad, and meticulously studied medical texts from previous civilizations. However, Ammar was not satisfied with the existing knowledge. He was looking for something better, something safer. Ammar wanted to solve the problem at its root. Could the diseased lens be completely removed from the eye instead of just pushed into it? This idea was the first spark of a revolution in medical history. After extensive studies and observations, Ammar designed that magnificent instrument, a product of his own genius, a hollow, thin metal needle. This was no ordinary needle. This was a syringe designed with surgical precision. Ammar's method was ingenious. He would enter the eye from the side, from the white part called the sclera. With this hollow needle, rest the tip of the needle against the cataractous lens, and then create a vacuum effect by suctioning from the other end of the needle. Thanks to this vacuum, the soft cataract was drawn into the needle, and the lens was completely removed from the eye. This was the first cataract extraction in history, the ancestor of modern cataract surgery. Can you imagine that moment? A patient whose world had been a fog for years would begin to see again within minutes, thanks to Ammar's gentle touch and his ingenious instrument. This was not just an operation, it was a miracle. With this technique, Ammar brought light back to countless patients. His fame spread all the way to Egypt and Al-Andalus. He compiled his successful technique and all his work on eye diseases in his immortal work titled Kitabü'l-Müntehab fi İlaci'l-Uyun, or the Book of the Select in the Treatment of the Eye. This book became a fundamental reference for ophthalmologists in the East and West for centuries. The story of Ammar ibn Ali al-Mawsili is the most brilliant proof of what science and compassion can achieve when they work hand in hand. With a single invention, he did not just treat an organ, he gave people back their lives, their hopes, and their colors. Today, at the foundation of modern cataract surgeries that are performed in seconds with modern technology, lies the courageous and innovative physician who lived 1,000 years ago, and his hollow needle that challenged the darkness. He wrote his name in history in golden letters as the physician who returned the light to the eye. Ammar's story is such a beautiful proof of how much great change a person's curiosity and courage can bring about, isn't it? Thank you so much for listening to this episode of Notes from Science. Until we meet again on another loop of history, goodbye.